Today, we're talking with our legal expert and attorney, Alexis Gardner, about a tough topic, but one that's a reality for so many: divorce and child custody. Joining me today on Zoom is attorney Alexis Gardner. Good morning, Alexis.
Good morning, Dave.
Hey, I wanted to start with just the basics. In Oklahoma, where does the process start legally with divorce? Just take us from the very beginning of the filing.
Okay, yeah. And divorce and child custody are probably two of the most common reasons people come to lawyers. Either you've been divorced or you know someone who has. And sometimes congratulations are in order, but many times people come to me seeking a divorce at their lowest. But the process doesn't have to be so daunting. In fact, it can be really simple. A divorce with no minor children can be completed in as little as 10 days. You file a petition, which can be found on the Tulsa County District Court website, and then you get a summons and an instruction packet. The filing fees are about $250, and then you have to serve the other party, which can be done via certified mail, or you can literally go downstairs in the courthouse and pay the sheriffs to serve the other party, aka your soon-to-be ex-husband or wife. If it's an agreed divorce and the other person signs off, you can file an agreed dissolution of marriage, or what's commonly referred to as a divorce decree, on the 11th day from when you originally filed that petition. If the other party doesn't agree but doesn't respond to the petition within 20 days, you can get a default decree where the judge just signs off without the other party's consent, as long as they've been served properly. Now, if it's a divorce with minor children, the minimum amount of time before you can get a divorce completed is 90 days. There are a few extra steps and classes you have to take. One in particular is called Helping Children Cope with Divorce, and it's offered through Family and Children Services. That divorce with minor children is a bit more expensive because you have to pay for the classes on top of that filing.
Wow, a lot to digest there, Alexis. Here, I wanted to talk about things that are unique to Oklahoma. I know different laws apply in different states. In some states, you give a reason. I mean, do you have to have some sort of reason that you spell out in the filing for why the marriage is ending?
No, so Oklahoma is actually a no-fault state. So the reasoning on the divorce decree is almost always incompatibility. And assets are supposed to be divided up equitably, and you don't get more money, say, if one spouse cheated on the other. I get that question a lot, like, he or she did me wrong, I need to get alimony. That's not how that works. However, if there is a showing of domestic violence or stalking that led to the divorce, in some circumstances, the abused spouse can get their attorney fees paid and awarded back to her by the abuser.
So I'm interested about, you had mentioned child custody. If minor children are involved, you're talking a minimum of a 90-day process. And I wanted to ask you, Alexis, about children, and if it is not an amicable divorce where there's going to be a battle over how much time I should get with them versus the other person, that can extend it quite a bit, can it?
Absolutely. So usually, right, by the time you're getting divorced, you're probably not agreeing on everything, and things do get hairier when there's children and deciding who's going to get legal custody. Also, if there are a lot of assets involved, 401ks, houses to be sold, and things like that, you're usually going to want to have a lawyer, right? I mean, sometimes one party represents themselves and the other party gets a lawyer, but that's like a chihuahua going up against a pit bull in court. You know, you want to have a professional advocate for your interests, especially when it comes to your children. And there are also what's called paternity petitions, which are very similar to divorce with minor children, but it's when you're not married, but trying to establish custody and visitation and child support. And a lot of people get confused about legal custody of the children. Custody has to do with decision making, so the medical and educational needs of the child. Mom can have, say, the children 90% of the time, and dad only gets visitation every other weekend, but he can still have joint legal custody, which actually is the default in the state of Oklahoma. If both parents are stable, the court has said that it's in the best interest of the children that they have the most frequent contact with both parents.
The last question here, just to keep it, boil it down, if folks are saying, okay, we want to get a divorce, we want to do this as cheaply and as quickly as possible, the advice for folks who maybe don't want to get a lawyer involved and just want to kind of go through the paper part of it and get it done.
Yeah, well, all of the forms you need are found on the Tulsa County District Court website. It's literally a fillable form. That's the petition for dissolution of marriage, the summons you can find on there. Like I said, it's just about $250 for the filing fee. But it gets tricky unless it's agreed to, which usually it's not. Then I would, yeah, you can do it yourself and have it done within 10 days.
All right, Attorney Alexis Gardner, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.